Good morning out there, in there, out there, out there, in there, and from in here, out here. Sun just coming up. Got David James, whose radiation, he says, is going pretty well down in Houston. Good morning. Yeah, here we are, Vivi, me, and my wife Julie is in really a lot of pain. So any prayers or thoughts that send her way, that'd be nice. Here's Vivi's nose, and I'm going to take a slurp. To my dear friend Peter. And good morning. Welcome to Sentimentalist. Hi, Mark. And David. And to Annie, I hope Annie says 1 out of 3 days. She does pretty well. My goodness, we have a health report. Here's an interesting, fascinating thing. Our friend Mariana, quadriplegic, and she's in what we call the Landscapes of Poetry, a group of 13 that meets once a month that says they need me, and I don't believe them. Mariana, talk about high tech, and I'm often afraid of high tech, and my phone just beeped. I'm going to reach down, way down, into the magic world of this pocket. I'll be back in a minute, and we'll turn it off. Welcome to the everyday. And Mariana has a thing on her glasses that's now going to allow her to type by going like this, hitting the keys. It's really, really amazing. And she had eye surgery, and she's now able double vision if she looks out the corner of her eyes, but if she just looks straight ahead, no matter turn her head, she now can see. So it was a big thrill last night. Everybody was very moved, and she wrote a poem that was incredibly, beautifully long. I shouldn't say incredibly like it sounds terrible, but it was long, meaning, holy cow, how about that? It's really quite remarkable, just remarkable. And I got a new book by Kathleen Maguchi, came out. She came in the mail. She's one of the world's finest what's called prose poems, which means writing a poem and using all the elements of poetry except the line, not the line. And Vivi is now going to hop up because Jesse's just come in, and she loves to see Jesse. Hi, Jesse. Good morning. Welcome to welcome to the program, The Sentimentalist. And Vivi's going to bark for Jesse. Yeah. So that's all, Viv. That's all. Thank you. Oh boy. Thank you. That's real good. Stop it. That's all. That's all. That's a big hello. Welcome to our house. I love it. So Jesse, we're putting in a master bathroom. And it's so fun. Jesse and I talk about the way we grew up with a family, and we had one bathroom, and now we're getting our third, and it's a master bathroom, walk-in shower, you know, the whole deal. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the way I grew up by contrast, you know. That's an interesting thing. And Jesse and I were talking about the collapse of time and how sometimes an hour is longer than a year. I need another slurp. It was a tough day yesterday. I did all right. Yeah. I don't have favorite things, but a poem that means a lot to me is by Emily Dickinson that begins, "To fight aloud is very brave, but braver still," and then it goes on about all of us who go through every day and really have to be heroic, while the other people, like this time of year, all these heroes. Have you filled out your bracket? These people get attention for being heroes, or as my dad, Division I coach, as I always say, used to say to people, no, what I do is have guys try to dribble a ball and try to put it through a ring. People care about that. So have you filled out your brackets? Well, of course, I have to have Kentucky winning it, and they're playing tonight in Pittsburgh, which is where the coach is from, and two of the players. They're all from Pittsburgh. That's kind of interesting, and everybody, the joke is that everybody, his phone keeps ringing. Can I have tickets? Do you have tickets for me? I like to have tickets for the game. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tickets. I have 100 tickets, sure. 500 tickets. We had mallards on the pond. Yeah, mallards. The first mallards. Isn't it crazy? March? It is the nuttiest month of all. See, T.S. Eliot, he said April was the cruelest month. That's ridiculous. March. Anybody knows that. One day it's 70, the next day it's snowing. Gee whiz. Everybody knows that. What was we have family brackets too. And that, I think I mentioned that last week about how Julie picks where the teams are from and picks where she'd rather live. And one year Meredith won the pool, our daughter, at the high school. She just guessed. And she came in first. And everybody at the school, all the coaches were, what? Meredith Riddle, the art teacher won the March Madness bracket, the art teacher. What does she know? Nothing.
Come on.
Nothing.
That's not true.
What does she know?
It's in her blood.
Oh, it's in her blood. I forgot that part about the blood. Second generation, yes. Intuitive. Basketball intuitive, I tell you. I got a rejection slip this week. And you know, I've been doing these poems and sending them out to magazines for, I don't know, what is it? Probably, how old am I? Well, close to 60 years. Not quite, but close. And you know that rejection slips felt the same as when I was 25? It's just, there's nothing, they always tell you, oh, develop a leather skin, a tough skin, you gotta have a tough. No, I don't want a tough skin. Welcome to the tough skin. Not the sentimentalist. Oh, man, what a boom, you know. And then, Peter, that I raised a glass to, we used to talk sports. We wrote a couple books together, books about literature. And the fun story was, Peter was quite a scholar, and I was not a scholar. And I said to Julie one day, you know, I'm feeling really bad. Here I am getting to do all this writing, and I like to do this, and we're writing it, and it's a fun voice to write the book in. And poor Peter, he has to drive all the way to Notre Dame, and back then it was card catalogs, and go through all that stuff to find out copyrights and dates and backgrounds and biographies. And Julie said, well, tell him that you feel bad about that. So next day I said Peter that, and Peter said, holy cow, I was just talking to my wife Karen, and I was telling her, boy, I feel bad for Jack. He's having to sit there and do all this writing, and I get to get down to Notre Dame and look up all this different stuff. And there couldn't be a better duo. And contrast, see, contrast works. It put it together. We were a juxtaposition of doing that kind of stuff. Around here, it's also very nice, and we'll start to wind up here. Vivi's gone, and I'm really sorry, but she wants to be with Jesse and build a master bathroom.
She's good.
She's back. Julie said, yeah, she's good at it. And she's going to build a master bathroom. The neighbors, there's one neighbor, John over here, contradictory John. If you say the weather's really bad, well, it's not that bad. If you say the weather's not that bad, it's just terrible. I don't know what's the matter with it. And it's the same day, same hour. It doesn't matter. It's just so fun. I mean, I set them up. Because it's just like comedy. It's so good. And the dear neighbors around here, John can't drive anymore. I mentioned that. But everybody's assigned. One person groceries, one person doctor, another person, John, still likes to get his hair cut. He took his hat off the other day, and I said, John, why do you get your hair cut? But anyway, each person is assigned something for John. If he needs to go to the dentist, that's Christine. And it's just lovely. It really, really is. Now, I want you to be prepared because I'm going to need you in October because I have a book coming out in October. And I really need you because I want to ask you to help me have people get the book. Okay, so you mark your calendars now so that I don't ambush you in October and say, would you support your local poet and find 5 of your friends to support your local poet. And Julie's finding this very funny.
Amway of book sales.
Oh, it's Julie Amway of book sales. That's what it is. It's the Amway.
Not a bad
I'm
idea.
starting something new here. It's better than Amway. The poem lasts. Amway, you got to wash your face again the next day. The poem, you don't have to do that. Or you can just not like it. That's okay. Well, I guess I'm going to walk around feeling like an Amway salesman now. I got to do something about that. I hadn't thought of it that way. Another member of our Landscapes of Poetry group, Joy Friedler, a remarkable poem person, and she has a new book also. And it is coming out from May Apple Press, which is where you really, in the poetry world, you have these presses that you're not familiar with, not like Knopf or Simon & Schuster. And May Apple's one of the ones that you'd love to be published by, and her book will be coming out. So we have Kathy McGookie and her, and guess what? Ruth Wald, who is in our group, won the whole Michigan chapbook contest. The chapbook, for those of you interested or not, is a smaller collection of poetry, and I'm crazy about them because you can sit down and what's this one's about 20 pages long, and they're just a wonderful little book, a real thing. And Ruth won the Michigan first book chapbook contest. So wow, we had a big night last night. A lot of celebrating. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's something else I wrote down here. It says daughters something all right. Whose daughters all right? Well, daughter. It's these thumbs. They don't work. So I can't read my writing. Okay, for March Madness and all the famous players and coaches and everything, that's one of the characters in this book, Losing Season, is Scrub. That's the name, if you're not familiar, of somebody who hardly ever gets in the game. You've seen them. It's embarrassing. I don't know how they do that. That's 40 seconds left and you see them sitting by the scoreboard, the coach putting them in the game with 40 seconds, and they just dribble the ball until it ends. And I find it humiliating. I do, but I guess they don't. So this is Scrub, dreams of taking the last shot, because it would never happen. But any of us who were, especially in high school, we always dreamed we'd be the hero, 31 seconds on the clock. Coach is down on one knee, screaming at Tommy to get the ball across midcourt and call timeout. We're down by 1. Timeout. In the huddle, Coach slaps Frank behind the head. Look at this. Look. Now you, Frank, you get the ball to Jimmy. Frank, you hear me? Okay, now get the ball to Jimmy. Then, Frank, you break down the lane like you're going to get it back. Got it? Okay. Then, Jimmy, you look for Scrub, who'll be breaking out to the line after Frank goes by. Frank, you're going to screen Scrub's man. Okay? Now, it's just the same as in practice. It's no different. It's just the same, And all Scrub can hear is this roar, this sense that the roof is opening, and a train is tumbling slowly across the sky. He looks over at Jenny. She's shoving her fist toward the scoreboard and yelling, "Come on, Blue! Come on, Blue!" The horn sounds. They all reach in, grab Coach's hand. Okay. Frank tosses it into Jimmy. 28, 27, 26, 25. Jimmy dribbles left, back right. His man presses close. Jimmy keeps the ball tight to his right side, keeps his left arm out. He holds his head high at an angle. 18, 17, 16, 15. He passes to Tommy. Tommy looks inside, fakes a pass. Head fakes, tosses back to Jimmy. The train is rolling, the crowd, the clock. Jenny is shrieking. Come on. 12, 11, 10. Jimmy's still dribbling. Coach is back down on his knees, clapping. Okay. Frank cuts down the lane. Scrub fakes left, then starts for the line. Jimmy looks to his right, catches Scrub open. Scrub turns, fires. The last dance. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. And Jenny cups her hand around Scrub's neck. Take care. Kind. Try to be cheerful. Bibby Snows. Always here. Always with you.